one of the most fascinating parts to me in this doc was the rotisserie chicken scam.
Yeah.
Bro, to call Walmart or call a grocery store and order 40 rotisserie chickens, knowing you're not going to pick them up, and then going at the end of the day, knowing they're going to be on sale is absolutely diabolical, but I respect it.
Welcome back. We got Fax and The King. I'm Beau Allen, a.k.a. the Butter King. We got Dr. Fax.
What's good, Beau? What's good? What are you torqued about this week, bro?
All right. Hey, let's get right into it. Torque talk. Let me tell you, Dr. Fax, I am fully torqued on the Minnesota State Fair. I'm going tomorrow with my family. I got all the food items picked out. The Minnesota State Fair is a big deal. It's the Great Minnesota Get-Together. There's a lot of really good food. And I'm fully torqued on it. So really going to house some food tomorrow and hang out with my family and cross that item off my summer bucket list, baby.
Top two foods you're torqued about.
So they got Sweet Martha's cookies, which are like the OG. Really, they give you this big bucket of cookies. So I'm really stoked about that. And then there's like a fresh milk stand right by there. So like fresh milk, really good cookies. And then kind of the hot item of the summer at the State Fair is pickle pizza. That's one that gets a lot of love. So I'm kind of interested to see how we feel about pickle pizza, and then some fried pickles also. They got really good lemonade, fresh lemonade as well, deep fried pickles, some macaroons. I got a whole plan of attack. So pretty stoked about it.
Stoked or torqued?
I am fully torqued and highly stoked.
There you go. Well, I am torqued about becoming a father. Father Fax is right around the corner, guys. About 2 weeks or so out, and me and my girl, we recently went and got like a 3D ultrasound, which is absolutely mind-boggling, where I basically got pictures of my daughter, and I matched it up to like my baby pictures, and the picture that they took of my daughter in my girl's stomach, it looks like my baby picture, and it's so mind-blowing, but I'm like super excited, and I am very, very torqued for this whole process to happen and to get started for me.
Father Fax, baby. I'm torqued for you, man. Fatherhood hits different. What about you, Fauché? What are you torqued on this week?
I'm pretty torched for this weekend, heading down to Nashville to see the Who's take on the Vols, little Tennessee UVA action. We got like 50 of our buddies are all rolling down there, going to tear up the town, hit Broadway, get some live music. I do not actually have a ticket to the football game, but I will be fully invested in the festivities of the weekend, pretty much from touchdown in Nashville to the moment that I leave. It's going to be a big one.
You have to make a video of you. You got to scalp a ticket, bro. You just got to scalp a ticket.
Like, I could scalp a ticket, but I think that, the action in the stadium is not going to be what we want to see. It's going to be the action around the stadium that I'm more interested in.
You're gonna hate it if, for some odd reason, UVA comes out strong and you miss
there's
the
a lot
action,
of talk.
bro.
A lot of talk. Plus 28.5 is a dangerous line for the Who's right now. It's a dangerous line.
Frat star Fauché making a strong comeback into the college football season.
Yeah, I mean, you can't stop it. It was only a matter of time. Ducks fly home. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times.
All right, so moving on. I like this kind of yin-yang thing we're doing. We start off with Torque Talk, and now let's get right into beef of the week. And I've got some major dental woes. My beef of the week is flossing. Flossing is fucking bullshit, man. First of all, anytime you floss, I think it just leads to you getting more stuff stuck in your teeth. It's like some sort of, cycle that just cannot be stopped. You floss, you clean your teeth out, they're great. And then you end up getting more shit stuck in your teeth, so you floss some more. So big dentistry is fucking on my shit list.
Let me stop you. What kind of floss are you using, though?
I like to use the little Y things with the floss in between.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, those.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like those are highly effective, man. I don't know.
They are.
Maybe you're using them wrong.
I might be, Facts, because yesterday I'm in my car. I was eating some beef jerky, which is an elite car, food. Best road trip snack out there, but I digress. Anyway, I'm eating beef jerky. I'm flossing with the little pick thing, and I feel like this like big like pop. And I look, and I was dumbfounded. I pulled out a massive piece of my tooth, bro. I sent a picture to the Fax and The King group chat. Maybe Foch can throw that up on social media. But I'm all fucked up, bro. I have this giant, I like ripped my tooth in half, and I'm supposed to go to the state fair tomorrow and drink all this tart lemonade and freshly squeezed lemonade and cookies and stuff like that. And my tooth is fucked. I got dental woes, dude. My teeth are falling out of my head.
That was my next question: is how are you gonna enjoy the state fair with a huge piece of your tooth missing?
I'm just gonna grind it out, Fax.
That does not sound good.
I'm not going to change my behavior whatsoever. My nerves and my teeth are like exposed. So I'm going to be like I was trying to eat yesterday and I was like chewing on one side of my mouth. Yeah. So beef of the week is basically just dentists in general, but more specifically flossing.
Well, my beef of the week is totally different. It's going to my guy Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis. They have been promoting for this undercard YouTube celebrity boxing match they're having. I don't even know when the fight is. I just hope it happens. But Dylan Dennis, Logan Paul's a huge troll, and I just feel like this boxing match, he's met his match, and the trolling that Dylan Dennis has been doing to Logan Paul has been diabolical.
Time out, Facts. Time out. I don't know who Dylan Dennis is, bro. If you catch me, get me up to speed, man.
He's a small time Bellator MMA fighter.
Okay.
YouTube guy, not anyone serious. Everyone knows Logan Paul. Logan Paul's big time YouTube, now WWE, but he's recently got engaged to, what's her name? I just said it. You said you know her. What's the model's name?
Oh, I know. I didn't know she was engaged to Logan Paul, dude. Nina Agdal?
Okay, Nina Agdal. Yes.
Yeah, now we're talking my language, Facts.
So this guy, Dylan Dennis, while promoting this fight, every single day, he's been posting pictures of her with different celebrities and just letting the internet run wild with their imagination of what he's trying to say. But the amount of pictures that she has with all these different celebrities is absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then he recently found a video of her saying that she's been on a 3-month sex hiatus and she hadn't had sex, and that all she wanted right now was big juicy sausage. And he posted this video, and I just think it's honestly, for the person he's going against, being Logan Paul, I feel like it's the best and craziest like type of trolling, and I just wonder how this fight is gonna go. And like, I just know Logan just wants to like take this dude's head off, and I think it's gonna make this a better fight. So that's my beef for the week.
Yeah, all the drama, and the shit talking before a fight is almost more fun than the fight itself. So I'll make sure to tune in. I'll educate myself a little bit. Appreciate the lesson, Dr. Fax. So Young Entrepreneur of the Week. Why don't you line us up, Foch? I like this one a lot. So Young Entrepreneur of the Week, we like to highlight different guys, especially in the college football space, that are kind of getting the bag with the NIL deals. And it's been really fun to watch. This is a newer thing in college football. So Fax and I are all about athletes getting paid, especially a group as highly exploited historically as collegiate athletes. So let's kick off our Young Entrepreneur of the Week. Talk to us, folks. What do we got?
Free shit is the best, yo.
Free shit is the best. Amen.
This is one of my favorite young entrepreneurs that we've touched on so far. Notre Dame quarterback Sam Hartman got a deal with Beats, got a whole bunch of headphones, and then ahead of their week 0 matchup in Ireland, gave the entire team a pair of headphones so that they'd be on the plane, they'd have their tunes, they'd be getting their minds right, and just put on all of his boys, which I think, if you're going to get an NIL deal, it can't just be for you, it's got to be for the team.
If you're big enough to do that, that is absolutely lit. And the fact that he was able to include everybody, it kind of shows what type of powers like some of these NIL deals like will get, and like how powerful they will be if you find the right, donor, sponsorship, or whatever it may be, whatever they're gonna to mask it up as. there's people and there's brands out there with a lot of money, and this is the amount of marketing they're getting on everyone telling this story is enough for them so that they can do this 10 times over, 20, 100 times over, and it's nothing. So this is special, and it's dope. It's just like, yo, you're the quarterback, you're the leader of the team. This looks great. And, even for younger guys to be on a team and think like, yo, my quarterback got his headphones, as small as that is, that goes a long, long way in a locker room. And I think this is a dope story for him.
Hell yeah, man. That's a good locker room guy right there. I'll never forget our Super Bowl year. Someone on our team, I think it was Mike Hendricks maybe, got us these dope custom Super Bowl Bose headphones that I still have. Or no, sorry, not Bose. They're actually Beats. And then we got some sweet custom Bose headphones too from I guess the NFL has a deal with Bose, but big time into that. Anytime you get free headphones, man, my whole family was walking around with Bose headphones that year. We were swagged out. Good way to fucking get the boys right for a big game in Ireland, huh? How about that? Notre Dame kicking off college football week 0 in Ireland. I feel like that's a perfect location for Notre Dame. There's got to be more Irish. That's got to be the highest contingency of Notre Dame fans abroad, right?
No, I would think so, just off the fact that they're the Fighting Irish. And if you don't know anything about American football, if you're going to root for someone, you'll probably root for someone called the Fighting Irish. But I just think some of these games, it sounds good on paper when you think about it. But me as a player, I just wonder about that, how that feels to having to travel. And at the end of the day, we're still in school. We're still in school and they're still college students. And I think about the turnaround of getting back. It's the first week of classes, the most time, the biggest parties are happening now. Everything's going on. And the bounce back as a player, what this does, whether you win or lose this game, barring if you're the winner, it's a good feeling. But still, the travel and everything that comes with it, I just wonder how that affects you for the time being. Maybe not this upcoming week, but maybe the following week, guys kind of hit a little wall that maybe's not there if you don't have to travel 5 hours outside of a time zone.
Yeah, and on the flip side, I think you said it. What's interesting is Notre Dame is not part of a traditional conference. They're independent. So they're somewhat used to travel. They've traveled, to USC. USC and Notre Dame play, on a pretty regular basis, I feel like. But I don't know, Fax. I think it's fun to kind of start your season off with a destination game like this. Think about, the dog days of camp. You're grinding, and obviously week 1 is circled on your calendar when you're in fall camp, and, get a little extra juices flowing knowing you're playing at kind of an exotic location like Ireland. It can be fun, but you just got to make sure you bounce back right. So, Foch, how did our young entrepreneur of the week play in that game after dishing out headphones to all of his boys?
Man, I'll tell you. So, week 0, it's always exciting to get back into college football, but, the matchups aren't necessarily what you're looking for. It's really just you're dipping your toes in the water. You're getting back into it. You're getting a feel for sitting on the couch watching a college football game again, and the guys on the field are doing the exact same thing. But this Notre Dame game was a blast to watch. It was the marquee matchup, Notre Dame versus Navy. Notre Dame walks away with a 42-3 victory. And if the score sounds decisive, the play on the field was even more so. The Notre Dame offense was marching all over Navy, making fools of them, really. Navy, not a great squad. They did some things that were a little bit flashy. They had some wins for the sake of their program, but Notre Dame looked very, very, very good. 444 total yards of offense, 253 passing yards from Hartman. He looked very comfortable in the pocket, making that transition from Wake Forest to Notre Dame, from the ACC to an independent school. It may not be the easiest thing, but he looked right at home with the gold lids.
Wow, we got Fauché on the mic a lot today, man. We might need to cut him off for a little bit, Fax. This is our show, brother.
Nah, let him cook. Let him cook. Fauché can cook.
Fauché's got that velvety voice. He's been doing those radio broadcasts and whatnot. That internship paid off, Fauch. So then the other game we had was USC, and then Caleb Williams is obviously a premier player for them. Thought he looked pretty good from the highlights that I saw. I'll be honest, I did not watch the USC game, but I think he had 4 touchdowns and a bunch of yards. And I think overall the theme from college football week 0 is fuck yeah, baby. College football is back. So before you know it, we're going to be gambling on all these games like degenerates, Dr. Fax. I'm looking forward to that.
I am so excited. I cannot wait to watch. It is about to be a frenzy of sports on TV, mainly college football, from the bigger schools to the smaller schools. It's an exciting, very, very exciting time. I can't wait.
Absolutely. So speaking of football, exciting football, August 29th, 2021, we had a huge matchup featured on ESPN between Bishop Sycamore High School and IMG Academy. And recently caught up with the BS High documentary on HBO Max, and what a fucking roller coaster this was, Fax. Like, yeah. I've been so excited to talk to you about this. Like, what do you got for me, man? This is awesome.
This documentary was so absolutely mind-boggling. It honestly sent me through so many emotions as being a African American, like just putting myself in those kids' shoes and just thinking if I needed an opportunity and if I was one of those kids that realistically, for one, my mom and like my parents, like in high school, they were way more involved like in my life for me to ever see myself going in that situation and going long enough without them finding out. That was one of the mind-boggling things to me, is just that how he was going about finding kids that really didn't have anyone to answer to or anyone that can be like, yo, this needs to stop. This is not good. I don't know what's going on, but this is not good. And he's just one of the most diabolical, like, con men I've ever seen. And just like he has even conned himself to thinking that like the stuff that he was doing was ultimately like good for something. And it was just absolutely crazy, like the start to finish, like this whole thing. Like I had so many emotions. I'm not even going to lie. I teared up when the quarterback, he talks about the quarterback that had his mom being the fake trainer on the team. When they talk about all this shit going down and falling apart, and then that he finally gets a call from an HBCU to give him a full ride. And like, I'm sitting there and I'm tearing up, and I was telling my girl, I'm just like, yo, like when you're in high school, to get that call that a school is offering you, a school that you like want to go and want to play for, they say, hey, we have a full scholarship for you. As a young black kid, like in a household where, you know, realistically, my family doesn't have money to pay for me to go to college. That's like, yo, that's it. Like, that's like what you want. That's everything you're working for. And even for the mother and for the family, that's what you want for your kid. And to see that moment, and then like literally the next frame, I still have like tears running down my face. The next frame, they're like, boom, they find out about the Bishop Sycamore situation. It was like, yo, this wasn't a high school. You cannot come here. And I was just like, oh,
the quarterback was going to work with Hugh Jackson, who has like NFL experience developing quarterbacks too. I mean, there's so much to get into about this documentary. I just want to give like, so for some of our, listeners and viewers that didn't end up catching this or don't know anything about Bishop Sycamore, basically they played a highly televised game against high school, like, powerhouse IMG Academy, which is kind of like
high school powerhouse.
Right. It's like a top producer of talent that goes on to play in, college and the NFL. And they got embarrassed. They got embarrassed at the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. And Bishop Sycamore is an Ohio, program. Like they're a charter school in Ohio. So like on their home turf, they got beat 58-0. There was a slew of injuries during the game. I think 2 guys tore their ACLs, and it was very clear that like they did not belong on the field with IMG Academy. Like the announcers during the game were like dogging out, the coach who you've talked about, the coach, Roy Johnson, who's a fucking complete character, total narcissist. But like one of the things that's a little bit of the background, but one of the things that stuck out to me, like these players are going in, like it's the biggest game of their season. They're kind of bought into this pipe dream that Roy Johnson has sold them. And they actually like, are on the field on an ESPN televised game. And then they're talking about how they're going in during halftime to like thousands of texts and notifications of people like dogging them out on Twitter saying like, hey, you guys are a fake high school. Like you're getting your asses beat as grown men playing against high schoolers. You're getting beat 58-0. And imagine just sitting in your locker being like, oh my God, like we're getting our asses whooped. I'm 20 years old.
No, the best text was, you're playing football for a fake school, stupid as fuck. That's like something I can imagine, like a text or like a tweet I'm reading for one of my friends or someone back home, just like realizing what's going on. And that type of text will just hit you in your heart like, damn, I am stupid. Like, am I really here? And like, we're a part of this, like this scam. Like, what the hell is going on? And it's sad to say, I don't want to give this guy props, but bro, he's an elite scammer. Like he took advantage of COVID like a lot of people did during that time to find loopholes and find things wrong with our government and financial systems and whatever it may be. And this man, just like before this whole thing falling apart, the fact that he was able to get a season put together with a fake school, get these guys on a plane to go to Texas, to get these guys in hotel rooms and do all this stuff.
And not pay for any of it.
And not pay for any of it, bro. That is elite scamming. I don't know how you get away with that if you're not good at what you do. And the fact that now there's a documentary about it, and whatever you want to say, infamy, whatever way you want to do it, being the good guy or the bad guy, he is definitely a super villain in this space now. And it's something that we've really never seen before. And I was saying this before, like earlier, talking with my other homeboys, we grew up with the AAU scam. There's so many AAU coaches and programs that this type of little scam, it goes on. Guys too old, fake birth certificates, fake churches, whatever it may be, to get sponsorship and money. So it happens all the time, but it's something that it's fairly new hearing in the football. And it's like, yo, like how do you have a fake like high school to run a football team? Like,
it was so clear that like Roy Johnson was not, I mean, I was kind of impressed by like the ingenuity that he had and like how he was able to get away with this. Cause like he has like 30 lawsuits out against him, and still he made it very clear to like, you know, during the documentary that like he's done his research. He hasn't been incriminated. He has these lawsuits. Like he talked all the time about how he lives in the gray area. Like he found all these loopholes. And basically what he did is he created a charter school that had a religious exemption that was like a loophole. So these kids, like it couldn't be overseen by like the Ohio State, you know, like athletic committee, OSHA, exactly. And like, it's just very clear that Roy Johnson did not have these kids' best interests at heart. Like they were playing right before their biggest game against IMG. 2 days before that, they played a different game in Pennsylvania and got like the brakes beat off of them, and then went and played 2 days later against, you know, the best school in the United States for high school football, you know. And it's like, I don't know. This guy was fascinating to me. Like his eyes during the documentary were fucking crazy. And then these little smiles that he would do were so creepy, man.
One of the most fascinating parts to me in this doc was the rotisserie chicken scam. Bro, to call Walmart or call a grocery store and order 40 rotisserie chickens, knowing you're not going to pick them up, and then going at the end of the day, knowing they're going to be on sale, is absolutely diabolical. But I respect it. You're trying to run a team on no money, on no money. And he was doing it. Like, I just like, I don't want to give props to negative things, but if you're going to do things wrong, do it the right way. And he clearly was doing something right. The fact that it took them this long. It took a nationally televised game for him to get caught. Like, I think if they don't play that game, this school might still be open.
And then the best thing is like, he was just so shameless about it. He's like, yeah, we got everything we wanted out of it. Like, it was very clear that like, first of all, let me ask you a question. Like, he can't be rich, right? I don't think he has any money. There's no way. Because I saw something that he filed for bankruptcy. So like, he's a con artist, and like he brought it to a great scale, like got this school recognized at a national level. But it's like, it's almost like he wasn't doing this for the money. Like he was just doing it for the clout. And he kept quoting like DJ Cole, like, all I do is win, win, win. He's like, you guys are doing a documentary. And it seemed like he was so thrilled about it. Like he was so into himself. And it's like, he made it very clear that like, he's going to kind of keep operating like this, you know. And he's like, we're getting even more attention now. It's just so interesting, man. Like, this guy was so shameless.
He really was. And in the world we live in, I'm not caping for this guy, but if he finds the right person, what he can say and what he can try to do to spin this is like, he can say, hey, if you clearly see what I did with no money, if you can help me fund something, I can clearly do it the right way. Because
but he's clearly a criminal, bro. Like, he's a criminal. He's running over geese. And they had like the whole thing about him like deliberately hitting a gaggle of geese on the sidewalk and then like using it as a coaching point to the kids on the bus and then backing up and running back over them. And like,
he said, no, he goes, did I hit a geese? He goes, yes, I hit one. I hit one out of all of them. Yes. So I guess if you want to call it that, bro, he is absolute psycho. But for real, he might get a movie role. He might get a movie role because it's just like, I don't know if this is if he's like method acting and he's just going with it for the clout, or if he's literally that crazy. But hearing all the way all those kids talked about him, I feel like he is really, really crazy. Really crazy.
Yeah, and it was really interesting too. Like the filmmakers really went in on the charter school system in Ohio and kind of made it pretty clear how they felt about like the fact that, you know, these loopholes and these gray areas exist and they're being exploited by people like, you know, Roy Johnson. But the real issue is like the system and, you know, how they're exploiting these, you know, these athletes that really want to make it basically and don't have a lot of resources. And so it kind of brought me back to like, you know, the Michael Orr situation or the Johnny Manziel doc you watched where like, basically there's a lot of money in football and at the high school level, you know, the college level, and even, you know, beyond, people are being exploited for that. So, I mean,
honestly, it's not just football. Like, to bring it and to narrow it down, there's a lot of money in young Black African-American kids that play sports. It's just across the board. And like, people know that and they see that. And so a lot of people get involved for the wrong reasons. And this is another situation, prime example. If you have the wrong people running programs or coaching teams, this is the type of product you end up with, because this dude like ends up becoming a father figure for these guys that some of these guys never have. And that's why it's easy to scam them. Like, once you have trust in somebody and you really never experienced that with someone else, like in a male figure, you don't care what the outside world has to say. If you feel like, oh, this guy's treating me right, I know he's doing wrong, but the end goal, it's going to help us all out. So I'm rolling with it. That it's a terrible thing to prey on, and he did it so flawlessly that's why it just made this whole thing. And just like you said, his mannerisms and the way you can just tell he doesn't give a fuck or feel like he did anything wrong, and how he felt those kids were talking bad on him. I just think he's just it's one of the craziest egomatic type things I've ever like witnessed and been like, yo, wow, this dude really is a psychopath.
Right. At the end of the day, BS High documentary on HBO Max. Check it out. It's fascinating. We could talk about it all day, but we got some other topics we want to hit you guys on. So we've been going through in preparation for college football, kind of talking about some of the different conferences and whatnot. We're supposed to talk about the Big 12 today. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really give a fuck about the Big 12.
Oh, wait. You don't give a fuck, but I have something. I
got something for you, Fax. I promise. Just trust me. What I do care about is some of these players in the Big 12. You know I'm a meathead, Fax. I love the weight room. Big meatheads at Wisconsin did a lot of lifting and shit like that. So I've been like reading along for Bruce Feldman's College Football Freaks, and there's a couple of them from the Big 12 that I want to highlight. Nice. A little Freak of the Week segment. So Kingsley Sumamatia, a BYU offensive lineman. Sorry, brother, I butchered your name. Come whoop my ass. He's offensive lineman. He's 6'6", 325. He had no sacks allowed on 361 pass plays. Fucking really bubbly, explosive player who apparently hit 21.5 miles an hour. And one of his trainers said they clocked him in at a 4.840, which is fucking incredible. So check him out. He's a BYU player. And then another one I want to highlight is a nose tackle. Dante Corleone, the Godfather, 6'1" on a good day, 323 pounds. He wears size 18 shoes for a 6'1" guy, which is fucking hilarious. Some of his weight room numbers: 485 bench, 605 squat, 700-pound deadlift. Just a fucking nose guard, man. Freak of the Week from Cincinnati. So some of these guys to check out for, in the Big 12 this upcoming season.
I know having a size 18 is in the way, man. Like that is just like so hard. Yeah, walking to a store.
His shoe game 18. Is probably weak as fuck, dude. He's rocking issue gear left and right.
And keeping it going with the freaks, a Big 12 freak from TCU. We got Big Bubba, Breon Ramsey Brooks. And
Big Bubba.
My guy is listed at 6'5", 355?
455.
Wait, 455. That's right. I looked at it right. It's not a typo. 455. And his high school, I don't know if it was like his mixtape, but him at camps and him doing offensive line drills, he is so physical. And then he is somewhat polite after being physical. And I think that is something that is, it's not recognized enough, but as a D lineman, that kind of mind fucks you. If you get pancaked and a guy helps you up off the ground, that's like the worst feeling. And I seen this guy do that a lot in his tape. And I don't know how much time he's going to get this year, him being a freshman, but I'm excited to see him play because anyone 450 pounds and can be physical and use your hands the way this guy seems like he can is exciting. It's very exciting.
Yeah, so he gets our Big Man on Campus award. We're working this new segment, Big Man on Campus, for like guys that have a good game over the weekend and they're kind of the big dogs on the campus. This dude is literally a big man on campus, 455 pounds, walking around TCU's campus. Big Bubba, Big Man on Campus, baby.
Now I have a interesting topic to bring up with you. First thing I want to start this with is I want to ask you, do you consider yourself a world champion?
Hell yeah, brother. World fucking champ. Go Birds. Super Bowl 52.
With that being said, how do you feel about the recent comments by Noah Lyles saying that NBA players cannot call themselves world champions because they only play teams that are formed in the United States? How do you feel about that?
There's not a lot of football teams outside of the United States, Fax, unless Notre Dame decides to play their opener in Ireland, you know? All I'll say is if any other countries want to come take this world champ title from me, they can, field their own football team and meet me on the gridiron, baby. You can't take that away from me.
But do you think it's fair to say that? Because what if there are teams that you technically didn't play? What if there is a team in China or a team in Russia or
they can come get this fucking work, Fax. I'm ready.
Man.
In all seriousness, though, I understand the point that he's making. You're not a world because basketball is an international sport. Let's be honest, football is not an international sport. Okay, unless the NFL decides to play in Germany every year, but there's a lot of really good basketball teams out there. And I understand, I got my Olympics hat on and he's talking about, I understand the point that he's trying to make. And I think that it's probably correct, but from a personal standpoint, I'm not giving up my world champ title.
He should have said football. I think he should have said football instead of NBA. Cause just like you said, I don't think he's 100% wrong in his statement. Overall, he's just hating a little bit. He's just hating that regardless if you win a gold medal or not, it's still not going to get more publicity than winning a Super Bowl ring or an NBA championship or even a World Series. Sports is weird like that. I understand that maybe if he feels that way and that's what's triggering this and he feels like, hey, we should get more recognition. I kind of do feel him because you are representing the entire country, but don't try to shit on someone else to make that known. That's trash. And then you went about it the wrong way. Way. And
I get what he's saying. It's just a matter of semantics, and I understand the argument he's trying to make, just like what you said, Fact. But it's he's hating, dude. Straight up.
How are you gonna try to take away your world champion from you, bro? Now,
exactly.
if a bunch of people are gonna start coming up to you and being like, "Yo, you're just United States champ, bro." That's it.
Yeah, I'll kick him in the shins, dude. All right, let's get to my favorite segment. This is shit to talk to your girl about. As you can tell, we like to bullshit on this podcast about a lot of football, a lot of sports, different documentaries that we watch. And so what do you talk to your girl about, man? You guys are sitting there on the couch watching fucking Bravo on TV and you don't know what to talk to your girl about. Thankfully, the Butter King, I'm here to help you out. This is what you talk to your girl about. Maybe you just started dating somebody. Maybe you're just in a fresh new relationship. Go to your girl.
Maybe you're about to have a kid in 2 weeks.
Maybe you're about to have a kid in 2 weeks and shit's about to get really real for you. What you got to do is sit down and ask your girl about the list of baby names she has in her notes app, because I'm willing to bet you 95% of girls have a lengthy list of names, whether it's probably subdivided into boy, girl, potential middle names. Every single girl has a notes app, just, a note that is just extremely well documented of potential baby names. So I thought, with Father Fax coming on, that would be a very good thing for you to talk to your girl about, Dr. Fax.
I think that's a good thing. And when we started, I can confidently say I do not think my girl had that app, because we struggled going back and forth about names. And I'm not going to lie, we, for whatever reason, just swore we were going to have a boy. And so we had a bunch of boy names.
Beau Allen.
Which I told you before.
Yeah, baby.
The top name being Beau Allen, with Allen being my dad's name. And we were going to spell the Beau a little different. But when we found out we were having a girl, we struggled for a little while, but we ended up with Coy Renee. And Renee is my sister's middle name. And so she's going to be Coy Renee Collins, and we're excited.
Beautiful.
But for my shit to talk to your girl about, what me and my girl have been talking about is the hospital baby bag.
The go bag.
Yes. What to bring when it's that time to get up and have this baby delivered. And we've been going back and forth, and I've been asking opinions from here and there from everyone. And everyone's first thing is to bring an iPad or like a laptop. And I currently don't have an iPad or a laptop, so I wanted to.
We got to get you an NIL deal, brother.
Right, I need one pronto. So I wanted to switch it out with. I have this mini Super Nintendo that I can hook up like to the TV for like when I get bored, when she sleep. But it has 2 controllers. My girl likes to play games here and there, so it's something that could keep us entertained before all the action goes down. And everyone thinks that's a terrible idea. So I've been talking about that with my girl, like what we should bring.
Well,
and what we shouldn't bring.
I think bringing the game console is a fucking great idea, and that's how you can rest assured that it's actually a fucking horrible idea and you shouldn't do it. But like, you could, I don't know, maybe get yourself like a little Nintendo Switch, dude, and then you can hook it up to the TV. But then you're like, hey, baby, I'm gonna go take a walk. I need some fresh air. Just disappear for an hour, play some video games. You know?
You want to know the sickest thing about it? My girl has Nintendo Switch, so if I end up grabbing it, she's gonna want to play it.
Yeah.
So that I can't even do that. So
bring the Switch for her, man. She'll be,
Actually, that might be the thing to do, is bring the Switch and act like it's for her, and hopefully she just won't be worried about it.
I think the bottom line is it's probably very different, the things that you want to bring in this bag versus the things that like are actually necessary items,
For sure.
I'll say this, at the end of the day, if you're going to make a fake high school, maybe don't challenge the number 1 ranked high school football team in America and play them on a nationally broadcasted game. Slide under the radar. Get some easy wins in there against some shit teams. You don't have to go off the top dog.
It was all part of the plan. He loves it when a plan comes together, bro.
He loves it when a plan comes together.
Appreciate you guys listening. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday to the Fax and the King. And on YouTube, guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you want to talk about. Let us know what segments you like, what segments you don't like. And we appreciate you. And smash that notification bell.
Hell yeah, brother.